Good evening, traders. This is Cousin Vinny coming to you on November the 13th, Sunday. Well, it looks like Italy news is going to be positive for the market. At least I would hope that that would be the case. Mario Monti is nominated now to lead Italy, and I guess Berlusconi was forced to resign, really, unfortunately, along with other prime ministers, as we've seen lately. So that said, what I'm looking at for the week is a positive development on the markets. So we can expect a follow-through perhaps, or not, but looking at the charts, this previous pivot to our low on 10.4, we have the 786 up there at 1289. Where that high that we tested here at the end of the month, October, was 1289.25, I believe. So we came down to the 618 and the 50%. We saw lots of buyers. You can see these candles here. And buyers, buyers, buyers. We had that one down day last week on Wednesday, and we had more buyers that stepped in. So we're moving higher. RSI is starting to turn back up, although we do have a bit of a downsloping trend there. I'd like to see this get back up and get back into the overbought range. Okay, so with that in mind, let's look at this a little closer. Taking the previous pivot that we took and used to trade we saw we got up to the 786 and moved off of that, moved down, got down to the 236, and we bounced. Okay, so let's look at the confluence here if we would. So taking this pivot low to this pivot high right here. Alright, we were talking about 1275. We came up through 1259, which coincides with the 618, and we closed above that. So that's looking pretty strong. And if we look at this high down to this low, we can see we came up to the 786. Alright, so what I'll be looking for on Monday is a continuation to the upside. Okay, what I don't want to see is a doji or a spinning top or anything like that where we don't get up to the 100% retracement of this lower high. Okay, if we have a higher low here, a higher high and a lower high, so I want to see these resolve to the upside. Right, so I'll be looking for any kind of candle like these over here, or a doji, any situation where we have buyers and sellers indecision. Okay, so going out again, let's look at what we were talking about in the room on Friday, which is we have this trend line up above. Okay, I'm using the closes, not the tails. And we can see that we have met that area 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So is it possible that we could move higher? We could. We want to see relative strength and stochastics move higher. So that's the daily chart. Let's look at what the weekly turned out. And we can see what I was talking about before, that we have a bit of higher close, higher inside of this candle in the upper half. I'd like to see this continue higher and break this trend, obviously. Note that on the weekly chart, the relative strength is pointed down. So we'll look at that and trade accordingly on Monday. So let's take a look at the SPY. So looking at the 30-minute spiders, And note that MACD has turned down, that we have this channel using the 3-point method 1, 2, 3 to establish a trend. And also note the sideways action on the 30-minute on Friday. Alright, so we need to break above this, and let's take a look at the 60-minute. Pretty much the same thing. We did almost fill this gap, but we still have some room to the upside. So that's a possibility. We could fill that gap and test this previous high. I am trading AMX, America Mobile, South American telecommunications wireless company, are owned by Carlos Slim. And as I noted on Friday late, we had a huge spike in volume, and the 15-minute is looking good for continuation. Though the 30-minute looks like it's turning back up, but no guarantees what will happen here. I'm looking at this trend that I'd drawn in here earlier. So daily looks pretty good. We had this descending channel. We broke out, consolidating under the 200 period, and it looks like we're going to continue higher on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hopefully, with options expiration on Friday. Okay. Amazon's been acting kind of interesting, especially on Friday. We had a nice little rally in the later half of the day. So I'm continuing to hold shares of Amazon and some November calls, which, unless they get a nice move, I'll wind up selling and just taking those off on Monday or Tuesday on any strength. I note the gap fill area at 225, 226, so I'll be trading that accordingly. CAB had some similar action on Friday, where we popped up and we consolidated sideways. All of this news coming out of the Euro sector should be positive for the markets on Monday. We'll see, and lower positions. So I have a few things that I would like to buy, so I'm keeping an eye on that, mainly in the finance sector, so I'll be keeping an eye on those. Alright, so this is Cousin Vinny coming to you from Day Trading Radio with a look at what will happen in the week coming. And one more time, we're going to look at our targets for Monday, Tuesday. I look for this to test this upper trend line, okay, to see a continuation there. Okay, and shorter term pivots. Okay, we're right at the 786. It's possible we test 1275 if we continue this momentum to the upside. Looks pretty good. I think the news out of Europe is going to be a good thing. So look for 1275 tomorrow. If we move through there, the 127 extension, the previous highs at 189 or 1289.25 should be close. Don't look at this fib. The close was 1289.25. And there's a confluence there, so that'd be a nice move above this if we can get above this 100% level at 1275. Okay, so that's my target for tomorrow. And if we roll back over for whatever reason, any of these shorter term targets could be in the cards. Okay, take care, remember to use your stops, and we'll see you in the room.